how should the Cal Kestis story end? That is the question we're going to tackle today. So we're talking Jedi Fallen Order, Jedi Survivor, and for the sake of this conversation, let's just go ahead and level set Jedi 3. Does that sound good for everybody? Just calling it Jedi 3. So we're all back. Kevin, myself, Skywalking, Ryan. It's been a week or two. It's been a few weeks since we were all together.
I missed you guys.
Ryan went to a con. How was the con?
It was awesome. I loved it. It was my first smaller con.
Yeah.
And it was for Legends, Star Wars Legends. So I enjoyed it. It was just awesome. All your favorite authors were there.
Yeah.
Matthew Stover, James Lucino. Yeah, Legacy Expo in California. So yeah, definitely look into that. Check it out.
All of the content from it, like you posted a lot about it. Everyone go check out Ryan on Instagram and YouTube. I'll link it below. But Ryan's posted a lot about it. And then like there was a lot of people there. Tiara has like interviewed, she interviewed James Lucino, Crafting on Ilum. There's like a lot of really good content creators that were there.
Yeah.
It looked like a fun con. So I was kind of like having FOMO for all y'all going out west. it looked fun. So getting into this Jedi trilogy discussion really quickly, let's just kind of get everyone's thoughts on the first two games as we have them. So we'll go in order on the screen. Kevin, what are your thoughts so far on the first two installations?
I mean, I thought they were a lot of fun. They came at a time where we were kind of waiting on it. The Disney purchase had been made, and you kind of knew that there's going to start being some licensed games coming out. And so it was one of the first. Was it the first after Disney?
No. There was a couple Battlefront games that came out.
Yeah.
Were there?
The first Battlefront and the second one were both EA with Disney.
And they were both after Disney? Wow.
For sure, those two Battlefronts were.
Yeah.
Also, the Lego Star Wars games were too.
Dice made those, didn't they?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Scratch that.
Either way, yeah. Just ignore me. I have no clue what I'm talking about.
It's okay.
It was exciting though, because I think one of the big things was coming off that huge years before that Star Wars 1313 cancellation, where everybody was kind of like this third person Star Wars action game, like it's going to be so great, and then it just like it's gone.
Never happened.
And so we kind of got that with these games, and so it was a lot of fun. It's fun to play the role of Cal Kestis. He's a great new character, and so I've really enjoyed both games so far. Few minor qualms here and there, but I'm definitely looking forward to the final part.
I'm with you. I think this, as a whole, I won't say like each game individually, but as a whole, I think it's some of the greatest storytelling that has happened in Disney Star Wars. It really is. I mean, it's really good storytelling for any Star Wars. But it came out in 2019, the first one, Fallen Order did, and it came out right at the same time we were inundated with Star Wars. So it came out in November of 2019. So we had The Mandalorian, we have Jedi Fallen Order, and we have Rise of Skywalker coming out. So we have this sequel trilogy ending, which for some people was like a celebration, and for some people it was like, oh man, stinks that it's over. And then you've got Fallen Order starting this whole new story, and The Mandalorian branching off on this other story. So I think it was a really exciting time for Star Wars. So even if you were kind of like, I was a little let down by The Rise of Skywalker as a whole, but this game coming out at the same time, like it was really easy for any Star Wars fan to stay super engaged with Star Wars at the time, regardless of how you felt about any given project. So I really like Fallen Order a lot. It's one of my favorite games. Survivor was good too. I've got, some complaints on it, nothing crazy. I mean, I still played it. But I really like where I think the story is going. Ryan, I know you have not played all the way through the second game yet, but so far, what are your thoughts?
I know a little bit of it. I mean, I played through the first one. I loved it. I had such a fun time with it. I was just so excited about how great it was, because I know like everybody loved it, and I was late to it. I played it earlier this year, but it was such a fun time. The second one I downloaded, I got it about a month ago. I only played a few minutes of the beginning of it, but I've seen a bit of it, of the game, because TR was streaming it a few times. So I know bits of it. I don't think I've been spoiled by anything, but I know bits of it. So if you guys have to say anything, I don't mind.
You'll be a little spoiled today.
No worries.
But yeah, I mean, overall, It's a fun story. So I know a lot of complaints will happen like, oh my goodness, it's another Jedi that survived Order 66. Like, this was actually before we have all these other Jedis that just kept surviving Order 66, right? Like, we just keep adding more and more and more. This one, it's really cool. I mean, in the first one, you see how he escapes and you get attached to him and his master. It's a really good story. So I don't mind this one. I do think eventually we should stop having all these Jedi surviving Order 66, but at the same time, like, it's kind of realistic. There are a ton of them, and it's a big galaxy, so I guess I'm okay with it. But as far as the story goes, if you haven't finished 2 and you don't want to get spoiled, like, skip past, I don't know, the next 40 minutes and hear about what we're going to talk about next week. But kind of just recapping where we are coming from before getting into where we are guessing that the Cal Kestis story will end. You start with Cal Kestis kind of doing his own thing, hiding out, but he gets pulled back in. That's the classic story of all these Jedi that survive. They always get pulled back in somehow. And so it stays very Cal Kestis focused in the first game, and then by the end of it, he's at the Inquisitor's base and Vader's there, and I mean, that's a terrifying scene when he's chasing you at the end. But
Yeah, that was scaring me.
Yeah, it's so scary, and you've got all the Inquisitors that you fight throughout the story. You've got Trilla. She's one of my favorite characters added into Star Wars. She's the best Inquisitor, easily. Cool. Yeah. I mean, so good as far as all these characters. You've got Marin, right? That's the witch. Marin cool is in it. She's cool. You've got BD1 as an awesome droid. It does so good with characters. The second one, I think, loses its way a little bit as far as I think it takes a few detours that it doesn't necessarily need to take to still get you to that ending. And like, you end up a lot back on the same planet over and over, which I wasn't really sure what the deal with that was.
Oh, really?
But yeah, but I won't tell you which one. You'll figure out after about
Jedi,
the third or fourth,
right?
Third or fourth time you go back. You don't end up back there very often.
Okay.
But you end up back on planets, and then you get to this ending, and it's almost Ahsoka-esque, right? Like, you go to Tanalorr, and Tanalorr is this hideout where the Jedi are going to be safe, and then it leaves you there. So there's a lot there for where the story can go. I mean, you see Cal, obviously, he wrestles with the same struggles that all Jedi do in the second one, with light and dark and things like that. The traditional Jedi story. You get some Vader again, but the ending where there is a hope in this, it's not a different galaxy, right, Kevin? But it is just like a hidden spot in the galaxy.
Yeah, it's like, it kind of reminds me of the Maw from the Legend stuff, which was just like a cluster of just like black holes, and like you can't fly through it unless you know the exact path through. Otherwise, you just get ripped to shreds. And so it's just a planet nestled amongst a lot of dangerous space things.
The nebula, right, or something like that.
Yeah,
it's
it's
similar to Exegol as well. Like in episode 9, you've got it's there. Yeah, I should pull up the galaxy map after we hop off and see where Tanalorr is on there. That new galaxy map they have, that'll probably like give some detail. But it's a really cool idea because it leaves you some potentials on where this story could go. So, Kevin, where do you want this Cal Kestis story to go? It's tough.
That's a good question. One of the things I did like, you kind of alluded to it, is obviously he wrestles a little bit with kind of starting to feel the tug of some of those darker emotions. And without giving away too much, the second game doesn't really resolve that. Like, he's still kind of there. And so I do wonder if we find him in the third game really playing with that stuff a little too much, and finding himself kind of getting lost in it. And I can see that becoming a big, like, plot point between him and Marin, right? Like, that's what the dark side does, right? It drives people away. So you could, that would be kind of a tried and true approach to some Star Wars storytelling. But yeah, like, this whole hidden planet thing is like it's a big curveball, because it allows you to kind of do whatever you want, to be separated from the Empire, from all that's going to be going on. You kind of can, if you want to, tell your own story that's not going to mess with anything else because you got this place that's completely separated. So I don't know. Does he start? Is he scouring the galaxy looking for Padawans? Right? Is he just trying to save Force sensitive people? Does he have some other big mission? I think that's the cool thing about it is the second game doesn't leave us with a good fixed point of as to what's coming next. It's a true cliffhanger in the sense that it's got good closure, but like I got no clue what the story's going to be in the next one.
Yeah, I think I have a couple trains of thought on this. One, obviously, kind of like what you said, it can stay completely separate, which I do not think that's what they're going to do. That would seem super weird if they just stay out there and it wraps up with if it wraps up like, oh, we're just doing some non-important thing when there's a lot of important things going on back in the galaxy. Second possibility, though, is that he ties in with the hidden path, which I think is like the low-hanging fruit there. We've already got the Asajj set up for that. That's something she will be involved with. We want more Asajj Ventress. Pretty easy way to throw her in would be to a video game. And it would work out with the timeline. I think it would work out very well. So you could play that game. But I personally really like the idea of Cal having to be drawn back in as Jedi do. And I kind of like the idea of him not making it out. Like getting this set up for them and his legacy being that, he's the one who got here and made it to where all these people could hide out and survive. But there's also another thing that they could do, which I'm torn on, is it could just be sniffed out completely. Like it could end super dark, and the only hope that you have would be the original trilogy. So it could end in a way where it shows up and Vader and the Inquisitors just destroy the place. And it would just be like a terrible, sad ending to the story. So I don't think they would do that, but maybe it's some mixture of all of that. Like maybe, Vader's going to show up because he's already been in the first two, so they're not going to stop now. Like they're going to get him in it again. But I don't know. I have a hard time deciding if I want it to end in a way in which Cal Kestis makes it and is still around for the original trilogy, but just absent, or does he need to be gone? I think he needs to be gone because the more that are hanging around with Luke Skywalker doing his thing, the weirder it seems, right?
It's going to take away from the original trilogy of what we originally knew, at least what Obi-Wan told Luke.
Right.
About, everyone was destroyed. Yeah. And then we got Yoda, but then, so you don't want to continue just undoing what the original trilogy started.
From a certain point of view, they were all gone. That's what they would say. Point of view.
That's all you have to use.
Yeah.
I still have a hard time, and Ahsoka is one of my favorite characters, and I love the show and everything about it, but I have a hard time with the fact that just knowing she was out there while all this is going on, and that she very well could probably handle Vader. Like, if her and Luke both showed up, I don't think it would be an issue at all. So, they got to dance around that enough. I think you throw another Jedi in there, it gets even harder.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't mind the idea of this being Cal's end. I mean, it's very as tried and true as it may have been told several times. Like it's also kind of the Jedi thing, right? Like that you're the protector that leaves a better future, right? Like you're kind of the guardian for other people, and so we've seen that a lot in Star Wars, but there's a reason, right? That's kind of who the Jedi are. So I wouldn't have an issue if it ended that way. One of the things I thought about, because you were mentioning Asajj, was how cool would it be if this was one of those types of games where you have like dual protagonists and you get to flip back and forth.
You can play as her
between Cal and Asajj in like different missions. That would be cool.
I would enjoy that a lot. Yeah,
I doubt that, but it would be cool.
It would steal the show.
Yeah,
I don't know. That may be a way to do it. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna ask, does it say when Survivor takes place before the original trilogy?
It's a year or so after the first game.
Oh, just a year. Okay.
Right? Yeah. Isn't it like a year jump?
It's not a huge time jump.
Yeah, but he is very much involved. Okay, so Fallen Order is 14 years before A New Hope. So 5 years after Revenge of the Sith is where that one is. And then let's look at Jedi Survivor timeline. I think it's like a 1-year jump. Yeah, it's 5 years. No, it says it's 5 years after Fallen Order. So 9
Really?
BBY. So what it says.
Oh, wow.
I didn't. That's crazy. I didn't get the feeling in the story that there was that much of a time gap between him and the other characters, because they kind of go their separate ways and get back together.
They all do, yeah.
Maybe that's why they're stuck.
Well, man, if they go that route, this one is going to end as the trilogy starting. If they jump another 5 years, whatever, they're going to be right there at it. You're going to be getting into Kenobi was 10 years before, right?
Yeah.
So the second one takes place right after Kenobi.
Or what if they do like an Ezra and he's just far away,
out somewhere else? Well, that's what they could do with the whole Tanalore thing. Maybe it could potentially. I mean, one potential ending could be the hidden path thing works out and he makes it back to him, and he's just training up a whole bunch of Jedi or something. Or they could get stranded there. I mean, you could do a few different things. Ryan, I know you haven't played the second one yet, but I mean, do you have any specific thing? Like, how do you want Cal's story to end?
I don't know. I mean, they would obviously have to get a new actor, unless they de-aged him or something. But what if he shows up in Rey's movie or something? I mean,
what would that time jump be? You would have the original trilogy takes place over
it's a lot.
Over 4 years.
Yeah,
then
that'd
you
be a pretty big
30. You're looking at probably 55 years jump, right?
Because then it's like her movie will be 15 years after the
55, 60 years. So he would be like 80 something. So
yeah, so I guess not.
Yeah, you would have to.
I don't know.
Yeah, so he's probably. I don't. But
he would just
again,
what if he just shows up with a bunch of Jedi?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like, what if time goes differently in these other places? But this one is still in the same galaxy, so maybe it doesn't. Like we talk about Peridia with time going different, maybe. But Ezra seems to be about the right age when they get there. So
it's true.
And Thrawn too. So that probably isn't the case. No. So he probably doesn't make it all the way to the Rey movie. But it's just an interesting idea. There's a lot of unknowns, I suppose, with what is going on. It's a big galaxy, Andor tells a story that kind of makes the galaxy bigger. You've got Rebels makes the galaxy a little bit bigger, outside of the original trilogy characters. So this could technically still have its own story going on, but like Ryan said, I think it takes away from the original trilogy the more noise you have going on. Like, it needs to be desperate times calls for desperate measures. Luke Skywalker is the last hope.
Yeah.
I think it needs to stay that way because if you look at Rebels, you've got Ezra shipped. You think Ezra's dead, Kanan's dead. Like, they're at the end of Rebels, Luke Skywalker is still the only hope, with the exception of Ahsoka being somewhere out there. So I think this has to stay true to that.
I just thought of something.
Yeah.
Does Cal know about Luke? Because what if he finds out about Luke and he thinks of him as the next hope or something in the third one?
Oh gosh, what if they loop Reva into this game? She tells him about Luke because Reva's an Inquisitor and she survives. Ugh.
Or what if he
somehow
finds out
that... The level of disdain in your voice.
Darth Vader
I will return the game to GameStop.
No, but what if he finds out that maybe he finds out it's I don't know. He finds out that that's Vader? Anakin, and that he has offspring or something. He's like,
it'd be interesting. I prefer the fewest amount of people knowing that as possible.
True,
but Baylan knew it. Baylan Skull knew it. So that's apparently some did. That would be a cool character for them to come across in this game.
Yeah,
if Baylan show up, that could be cool.
That would be a cool connection.
Yeah, and we don't know a ton. Like, we get a really cool look at, obviously, Cal's escape in Order 66, but like the gap between that and when we find him on what's the shipyard planet, the garbage planet? What?
Braga.
Is that in the first game?
Yeah, the beginning of the first game.
Yeah,
it's like,
is that where he starts? Is it Braga?
Yeah,
it's something like that. But like, there's a huge gap there, so there's no telling. Like, does he hear Obi-Wan Kenobi's message somehow? Right, like they get sent out. Like, does he come across anybody else that's a Jedi during this time and learn anything about what happened, or is he just gone and completely in the dark? Right, like,
yeah,
that's a pretty big time jump from there to where he is now.
Yeah,
it is. Well, I think too, you it, the more we talk through it, there's just so many things they have to dodge with this story,
Yeah.
right? Like, because you're going to run into rebels taking place at the same time while leading up to the original trilogy. This is going to have to be a super isolated game, because it would. I guess they could make it go in with animation if they're going to like tie it into the hidden path, but it seems as if you don't want to mess with the Rebels story either, because that's such a tight-knit story there as well.
Yeah.
But I do think the more we talk through it, the more Cal Kestis has to go. Like this, it has to end.
Feels like
and I don't know, like it could be the name of the game could even play into that. I don't know what they're gonna call it at this point, but I mean, you've got Fallen Order, Survivor. I don't know what it could even be. It would have to be. What could it be? I mean,
Jedi Spirit. I don't know.
It could be Master, like something like
Jedi
that.
Master.
How so when Rebels ends, like how much time is that? It's like a year before A New Hope, right?
Correct, I think so. Because Rebels starts at like 4 years before.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, if you're trying to not be weird, and it's like, well, how do these Rebel cells never run into each other? Like, I feel like that's your time frame, right?
This one ends right before Rebels starts,
or right after Rebels ends.
It could be either one,
like
right?
That year.
So
period.
This went,
yeah,
because this went 14 years, then 9 years. So if it does another 5-year jump, this could end as Rebels picks up and just fill in that gap.
Yeah. And again, they could just do whatever they want and have it at the same time, and just
it
just doesn't matter.
The one thing I think is really cool though with all this is I think it's gonna have some, and maybe not, but I think it's gonna have some sort of tie-in with these bigger stories at large, because you saw them bringing the Zepho into Ahsoka, right on Peridia. It looked like there was some statues, or maybe it was on that first planet she's at when she gets the map. But there's some like tie-in and Easter eggs to Jedi Fallen Order there. So I don't know. It could kind of have aspects that play into all of these things without stepping on too many toes as well. It could have some like big, lore reveal or something that contributes to the story in a big way. I don't know. There's a lot of things that could happen, or maybe like his little rebel cell makes some kind of sacrifice or completes a mission that allows the Rebel Alliance at large to go do something. Like you could play it in that way too, almost not to the scale of a Rogue One, but they could build up some kind of a mission that is important to the Rebel Alliance that also, you ride off this crew as well, if
that
you
would
will.
Be cool.
Yeah.
I like that.
Well, I fully expect Vader to be back. I mean, while he hasn't been like the core part of either story, like he shows up in a big way in both. So I'd be shocked if he's not popping back up in this one as well.
You think it's... Oh, go ahead. No, you go ahead.
What are you going to say? Oh, I was going to say... Oh, no, that's okay. It's okay. You go.
What do you think it would be like if Vader is the one who takes Cal Kestis out? Does that diminish Cal's story, or is it kind of like a fitting thing? Like it's always revolved around him to an extent.
Yeah, I was going to say, what if it ends? I think there's Oh, sorry. What were you going to say? You go. We're excited to talk.
This is you, Ryan. This is all you.
Okay, I was gonna say, what if it ends the same way Trilla ends? You just saber from behind. Like maybe, what if the game ends that way? That's the last shot or something.
Oh, and it just goes black.
Yeah, that would be
I would
crazy.
like that. That would be a pretty cool.
Yep.
Yeah,
that would be.
Like
that would be cool.
He becomes one with the Force. Like maybe he learns that.
Yeah.
That would be interesting for sure.
That would be.
I do think as well, just kind of going past this, I think Marin ends up joining the rebellion. I think that's an easy tie-in. You could have stuff like that happen. Her and BD1 go and join the rebellion. I think that would be pretty cool.
Yeah,
I'd be down for that. That would be really cool because she's going on the right path.
Or they kill her and Cal lives.
Oh, brutal.
Yeah.
Oh man,
it would be brutal.
I
don't know.
I don't know. I do feel like with the track they're following, like it feels like a Star Wars, like an original Star Wars trilogy concept, where like you got the introduction. The second one was pretty dark. There's a lot of death. I I would not be surprised, one, if he dies in the third one, but at the same time, if it kind of obviously ends on that huge hope note, right? Like that's
hope.
Like it's I don't know. I feel like it might leave a bad taste in some people's mouth if the last game is just like everybody's dead, they're all vanquished, nothing good came out of Cal's story at all.
We played
Yeah, no, I don't think that'll happen.
I'd be
I don't think
surprised.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll make it to where he has some level of meaning if they do actually write him off. Now, here's another potential that I don't think Disney or Lucasfilm would be above, and I would personally enjoy this, is what if it's a soft launch into a Cal Kestis show? And is it Cameron Monaghan? Is that his name?
Cameron Monaghan.
Monaghan, yeah. So if it's just that's the end of it. Like he completes his mission, and then the end thing is kind of like where they announce the Book of Boba Fett after the Mando credits. It's like whatever the next thing is coming to Disney Plus in 2 years or something like that.
And it's filmed footage.
That would. Oh yeah, cool. That would be really cool. Or just him in live action, like you have the actor there in the Cal Kestis costume or whatever outfit, however you would call it that. So that would be another potential ending, as it just launches it into that. You know, I don't know that that's what they'll do, but I'm not sure that he's like in a ton of different roles right now. So he would probably sign on for that. Ryan, what if
they bring him into the Filoni movie?
Yeah, no, that is a possibility, right? Like if the only issue, well, this would be before the Filoni movie probably. If this came out in 2027, it would probably be before that movie happens. So that could definitely work out, and they would just have like, okay, here's this whole group of Jedi coming in from this planet to help fight Thrawn. The only issue is you've got the issue of what happens to all of them leading into the First Order with Luke's Academy. You run into that hard issue as well.
True.
So there's just a lot of hard stops in a lot of different places.
I think that's the difficulty if you tried to make a show. Like, what is he doing in a place where it doesn't matter to anything else? Like, you got to keep looking for story points and things that don't interfere. That's hard.
It would just have to be the hidden path story is all it would have to be. And because if they're going to start an Asajj story, but again, you've got to like timeline it up just right. And it appears a lot of that's going on during the Kenobi thing. So maybe there's like hardly any jump here, and it's just like a year later or something. Because if they're going to stay on that planet, I feel like maybe it can't be too big of a jump, because my goodness, what are you doing? There's nothing there. So maybe that is the case, that they do a little jump, play it into the hidden path. I think regardless of how they finish him, whatever, that's the story it's got to tie into, is they've got this planet now, they can get everybody hidden out. So I think we have them running into a lot of maybe familiar faces or lore familiar faces with that story. I think that's a super satisfying ending, with probably Cal biting the bullet to make sure that they all stay safe. I think that's my final logical verdict on where it all ends.
That could be. I mean, that happens with a lot of the Jedi. They sacrifice themselves for the galaxy.
Yep. That's the common theme, and I think that would be a satisfying ending too. I don't think anyone would have issue with that.
I'd like that.
As far as the gameplay goes, what new Force abilities could we even get? Like, there's a lot of stuff like that too.
Force heal.
That's what I was gonna say. Is how do you because you have a really good progression. Like, he feels like a Padawan in the first game, kind of developing his powers. He definitely feels more refined in the second game. Like, how do you make him feel like, is he like master level in this game? Like, has he gotten that far? Like, what's different about the Force abilities? Do we get some dark side Force abilities? Like,
I was going to go there. You got
to distinguish it somehow.
What if they do that?
That would be cool.
You could do that in the game Jedi Knight and
the old games.
Not
Jedi
the Old Republic
Academy.
games. You can do
Jedi
it.
Knight and Jedi Academy, both those games. And they have I always go light side, so I don't know what the ending would have been for Jedi Academy. But for Jedi Knight, they have a dark side ending. If you keep using the dark side, it'll give you a dark side ending. What if they do that?
Yep.
I mean,
that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
That would be quite the twist too. Or they would make that, you know how they do it though. They would do DLC where like you got to buy the right to do that. So it would be.
Oh man, I hope not.
No, that is 100% what they would do. They'll make an alternate story. I don't know. They got to do something though when it comes to how you're playing the game to add. I mean, they added so much in the second one, like so
the second
many
game
features.
was huge. It was massive, and so you can't just have the third game feel like another big version of the second game. Where, like, that's where I'm wondering, like, how do you switch that up? Do you do more than one protagonist? Do you add in something completely different? I don't know.
I think another fun thing is like the planets you might end up on. I bet as it creeps closer,
that's always fun
to the original trilogy. I think like they Jedi is in the second one, right? I think you throw in some other familiar planet that you get to see a new side of. Like Coruscant was in the second one too. You start off there.
Yep.
So you could definitely have a lot of fun with some Easter egg type stuff there. You got Dathomir in the first game. You go to Ilum in the first game.
That was cool.
They're gonna throw
Kashyyyk.
some stuff in there. Like Kashyyyk, you're on there. Wow. So they're gonna throw something in there like that too. I just hope they don't bring us back to Tatooine. I feel like we always end up back on Tatooine.
I thought you were gonna say that actually.
No, the Mandalorian just keeps taking us back there. We'll leave that to them to keep bringing us to that planet. But I mean, who knows? You could end up on Yavin 4 or something if you wanted. Like, what if they were super bold and let this story play out alongside the original trilogy and stuff like that? You couldn't have a Jedi running, but if like Cal's like there's an epilogue or something and Cal's gone and you're playing with the rest of the crew on Yavin or something and you see it, it ends and the good guys win. That'd be cool. A cool idea too.
That would be cool. I like that. Yeah.
Like Marin doing like weird, witch stuff to stormtroopers like in secret. I don't know. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
I would watch that. So, or play that, I guess, not watch it. But yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot of ways it could go, but it's still it's got to stay in a very particular lane, which I'll be excited to see. They're treating the game seriously. Apparently they put big money into all these and people seem to really love them. So I don't think they're going to fail in the storytelling on it. I don't think they're going to fail in the gameplay. It's going to be super fun. It's going to look great. So we probably have though like a year and a half to 2 years till we get to play it. So I'm sure we'll have this discussion again in a year or two. Like, all right, we've got a trailer. Now where's it going to go? So that'll be fun to do. Yeah. Talking next week's episode, I don't have any ideas yet. So I'll think of something, let you guys know. We've got, there's a few things we could talk about. Andor won a ton of awards, but we also I feel like we've exhausted the Andor talk to as much as we can. But congratulations to Andor, big time wins. We've got the Mando movie trailer. There's not a ton.
We do.
Not a ton there in that as well,
it's
though.
Fun,
as far as story points, it looks like a lot of fun. But I'll come up with us a fun topic. I'll shoot y'all a message at least a few days ahead of time. That way, you've had a few minutes to think about it. But otherwise, chat. Let us know what you think about where Fallen Order Jedi 3 is gonna go. I'm very interested to read these. So thank you guys for watching, and we'll catch you next time.